Hi Pisces, welcome to your December 2020 Love and General reading. I'm Gemstone Tarot. You are my fellow Piscean Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross watchers. Everybody is welcome, Pisces. Okay, if you're here, there's probably a message for you. There will be an extended reading as ever, and the link is in the description box. And I'm using the Rider-Waite Tarot. Yep, I'm just using one of the old classics this month. So we come into December hot off the heels of a lunar eclipse in Gemini, and we have another solar eclipse in Sagittarius mid-month in December. Okay, these things do not go unnoticed. Whoa. What does Pisces need to know? I'm just going to, what am I going to do? I'm just going to put those cards out of the way. Sorry, I'm very Piscean and a little bit disorganized and messy. Wow. Whoa, Pisces. Oh my God. Pisces. This is an important reading. Go and get a drink or some chocolate or a cup of tea or whatever it is that you need to get. Okay? Because this is a strong reading for a Pisces. Wow. Okay. Pisces, the eclipse energy that comes in the middle of the month picks up on something that was developing at the end of November, okay, the end of last month. And it brings something to the fore. Hey Pisces, sorry about that. Somebody came to the door with a parcel at that crucial moment. Okay, we've got some interesting energy. We come in off the back of this lunar eclipse and it breaks something open for you. It's a very strong reading. I'm just going to go through the cards, okay? We've got such a lot of major arcana. But we start with the King of Swords. King of Swords is a character who can be an air sign, so you could be dealing with an air sign person, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Somebody who buries his emotions and he keeps them in a box, keeps them secret, doesn't even maybe realise that he's got them. You know, it might not always be that they're consciously hiding them. It could be even more kind of covert, that they don't even realise they've got them. Okay. The Hierophant is next to the King of Swords. For some of you, this could be about a boss or someone in business. For others of you, it feels a kind of masculine energy to me. It can be that you're dealing with somebody to do with whether they can commit, whether they are fully committed to you in a relationship, or whether they're committed to what they say they're going to do. Okay, it's a really difficult energy to describe, but it's about somebody who you can't tell if they are crossing you or not, if they're telling you the truth or not. Okay, and I think you find out. I really do. I think you find out for sure whether they're telling you the truth. Then we get the Tower, major arcana card, a card of, well, you can see what it's a card of when you look at it. Revelation, epiphany, lightning hitting the Tower. Something, and because we've got the eclipse at the end of November, and eclipse energy does resonate for about 6 months, it kind of is like it triggers energy like an earthquake energy. It sort of triggers aftershock. This feels like the aftershock. It feels like it feels like you find something out about somebody that you thought you knew, or a situation that you thought was one way does turn out to be somewhat of another way, okay? But I don't think it's all bad in the energy. I just think Pisceans can be quite... I think Pisceans get a reputation for being vague, okay? I mean, I'm Pisces Sun and I'm Pisces Rising as well, and I've got Mercury in Pisces. So, yeah, we are a bit vague, aren't we? But at the same time, sometimes our vagueness is a defense mechanism because it insulates us from things which we can't quite take on board. I feel like perhaps, and if this resonates with you, you'll feel the same. You've been insulating yourself from the truth, and that was probably necessary for as long as you've been doing it. It could be weeks, months, it could even be a year or so, going back to October, November 2019 for some of you. Back to Scorpio season last year. So think, you know, Halloween time, think, go back to last year. It feels like very Piscean mechanisms have been used to insulate yourself, and now the lid is kind of being blown by outer forces, other people, the universe, whatever you want to call it, and the top is off the egg, as it were. You know, you don't have much choice but to see things as they really are. And I do like, actually, that this card comes after the Tower. You know, dawn breaks, there is a new day, but it's a bit like when you've had a really, really heavy storm and you really have to clear the air. The air is really cleared here. Now, I'll tell you what I find tricky about this is that the Seven of Swords. Somebody here makes off with 5 swords and is looking behind them to see if they're going to get caught. You know, the Seven of Swords is an interesting card because I feel like it's the card of an energy thief. I feel Pisceans commodity, if anyone has a commodity as a star sign, okay? The Pisces commodity is energy. What Pisceans can bring to other people is a strange booster of energy. You'll know this if you're a Piscean. You've probably experienced doing it with people. It's not even a conscious thing that Pisceans choose to do. It's a bit like giving people an energy pack, you know, and then they come away from you feeling boosted, which is good for you in a way, good for them in a way. But King of Swords, what does he do with freely given energy? He steals a bit more, and I feel that especially if you're dealing with either an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or somebody who is very guarded in the way that the King of Swords is, and for some of you this may be someone who has narcissistic tendencies, which is very common for Pisceans to attract people who have, and I don't want to say are full-blown narcissists, that's up to you to make that conclusion about this person, but certainly the King of Swords has a level of self-involvement at one end of the spectrum, and full-blown narcissism is at the other end of the spectrum, and you can decide where he sits in between, okay? The King of Swords with the Hierophant is about commitment, honesty, officialdom, you know, truth, the High Priest doing what is right, marriage, you know, that kind of thing. Then the Tower. Wowzers. I'm just taking a quick shadow card for the Seven of Swords. This is a very interesting energy. This is a very interesting energy. And we get El Shaman, the medicine healer. Now, Pisces. This is the El Goliath Tarot deck. It's a shadow deck, which I work with a lot. I think the guy who made this is a Scorpio, so he's a water sign, which kind of resonates well with me. There are 10 cards which are not in the normal tarot, and this is one of them, the medicine healer, the shaman. This is the shamanistic thing. I am not very well up on shamanism, but it comes up sometimes in readings, and I know it when I feel it or see it. And it's here. And the Seven of Swords and the Tower and what you manage to realise in December is a bit of a game changer for your life, okay? It feels difficult, but it also really opens the way, okay? It's epiphanic. It's an epiphany, okay? It's the Tower can be that. When the lightning hits, it can really open things up. It also disintegrates all your comfort mechanisms when the Tower collapses, which it ultimately will. These are the foundations of zoning out, being vague, you know, the Piscean coping mechanisms, not deciding things. Not deciding is very Piscean. Not taking a stand, not saying which side of the fence you're going to jump, because it's not naturally Piscean to do so. But something about what you realise or hear or learn about a person, a thing, or a situation, and it could even be for those of you that are going into some kind of therapy, and that's obviously, you know, do that under medical supervision. This is not therapy itself. But those of you who are going into some sort of therapeutic process may find it incredibly transformational, but also you will discover things that you were avoiding knowing, okay? You were avoiding. There's a sense here of avoidance, but it brings us to a new beginning, okay? Interesting. Then the major arcana continues, the Chariot. Some of you could be dealing with a Cancerian, but actually, more importantly, this is conflict and contradiction within your personality, within your life experience. We've got one Sphinx that goes one way, we've got another Sphinx that goes the other, we've got the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, the shadow and the light, whichever way you want to look at it. Pisces, you are going to discover your shadow side as well in December, as well probably as the shadow side of someone else that you're dealing with, and it shocks you, but at the same time it really clears the decks and it puts you onto a new path where you are much stronger, much brighter and much more influential than you ever were before, okay? Queen of Wands. Now, I've been watching the Empress Tarot, okay, and she talks about the Queen of Wands being fire sign or water signs, and she is a Pisces herself, I think. Queen of Wands is representing you this time. Queen of Wands stands up for what she believes in. There's my cat Valentine. There she is, featuring. You feature Valentine. You're having a ferocious wash. There she is. You have to, this Tower and what you find out gives you the energy to get your big stick and to absolutely state your case about where you stand with someone or something, okay? Now, how many major arcana do you want? Strength, Leo energy. This is the art of self-awareness, okay? Knowing yourself, knowing who you are. Knowing your boundaries, Pisces. Now, boundaries and Pisceans don't normally mix, like oil and water, okay? Pisceans don't really have boundaries unless they've learned them, you know, unless... And I tell you who teaches Pisceans boundaries is fire signs and air signs. And I feel like those of you dealing with an air sign and maybe a difficult person or a difficult energy, it teaches you to find your boundaries and to stand up for them, okay? or fire sign energy. That's Leo energy, strength, sun. Being very clear, okay? You're going to be very clear with somebody. 7 of Wands, Mars in Leo, standing up for yourself, defending your position. Most Pisceans don't do that because Pisceans don't have much ego. You don't need to defend your position because you don't really have a position. You don't do positions. You don't live within the lines. Pisceans live between lines. They live in the blur, okay? You're going to be forced to take a position here. Sun in Capricorn, 4 of Pentacles. And you're going to be forced as well to stand up for what is yours, but also to hold on to it. Pisceans don't hold on to things. It's the kind of sign that lets things flow through their fingers and prefers to be in the flotsam and the jetsam. Not this time. You're going to stake your claim. This might be about a person, a relationship, a job, your therapy, your life, your self-worth. It's all coming up. Yes. Now Pisces, 5 of Pentacles. This for me is a very Piscean card. Notice that the church is offering comfort. Think of that comfort as your old coping mechanisms, whatever they may be. And what do these two people choose to do? Ignore it, not go in and take the lonely walk into the snow. This is when you take the spiritual path, the path of righteousness, whatever you want to call it, okay? This is when you take your walk in the snow. It doesn't always feel easy. And not everybody's going to appreciate it, Pisces, okay? I'm just going to let you know that right now. In the extended reading, I am going to look at that 7 of Swords. I am going to look at these major arcana, the King of Swords, how they feel about you, some of the shadow side that's going on here, and if there's anything we don't know, okay? Ooh. Wow, okay, one moment. Wow. God, it's all the same kind of cards for you, Pisces. Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. We get the Horse King, assistance and control. That's your King of Swords, okay? It might be someone trying to control you. The Ringmaster of Scrutiny, someone trying to scrutinize you. Discernment, clear vision, details. You become the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, okay? The Spiral Dancer, the circuitous route. This is perception, but what this is the way that Pisceans move is in a spiral, not in a straight line. However, okay, my finger is in the air. However, you are going to call someone out here. You may be calling yourself out, the way that you've let people treat you. You may be standing up for your self-worth for the first time. You may be finding boundaries for the first time. You may be having breakthroughs in therapy for the first time, breakthroughs in relationships by standing toe-to-toe with somebody, particularly air and fire signs. The Word Lord, communication, praise and dishonesty. Somebody has perhaps tried to control you, okay, or had control over you. This is going to get broken. This situation is going to be busted, okay? You're going to find out what you need to know to stand up for yourself. Pisces, I'm going to go right now and do the extended reading. The link's in the description box. Do like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.